guys? Welcome to the revamped EliteDuels fantasy show, podcast style. And today on my left, I've got Justin joining us, Nick, and Aaron. And we're going to be touching base on ESL 1 Cologne. We'll be going through our drafts for the ESL 1 Cologne playoffs. We'll also be doing our Rocket League drafts for the Valencia DreamHack Rocket League Championship. And then we've got some special announcements at the end, so make sure you guys stay tuned for the end. Anyway, so we'll start off with ESL 1 Cologne so far. And keep in mind there are games going on as we're doing this show. So we're actually watching the NOD Mil Sports game right now. They're in third map of their best of 3. And obviously you guys are already going to know what the result is, but we're still watching that. Anyways, so ESL 1's going on right now. There's a lot of talking points we could touch on right now, including MIBR eliminated early again. They were up against Big on the final map, 12-3 on Train. Big ends up coming back, wins in overtime, and eliminates MIBR. We know that this was MIBR's first tournament with Lucas and with Phelps on the bench. Is it too early to look at this showing and say it's time for another change-up?
I would say way too early to do that judgment. I mean, like, this is their first tournament actually with Lucas, so I mean, they got to really kind of come together and see how it's going to work. But, and you know what, from having Lucas in their roster, I didn't really see a change. It seems like the same old MIBR to me. So I think they need some time to just coordinate with each other, get used to Lucas's play style, and we'll start to see them coming up in the near future.
I think their problem is really similar to what FaZe is having. I feel like they're stuck on the old ways. Like they want to revive Taco the same, or Cold Zero for the same way as FaZe wants to revive Olaf, right? And it's not going to happen anymore. Like, these guys, they're older. They've been playing for forever now, right? So I think that they need to realize that the kind of golden age of MIBR is passing, and that these, like, it's not shallow problems. Like, they need to really look deep into the organization to fix these problems now. It's not just switching out Phelps for Lucas. It's changing the entire team at this point, I think.
I don't think it's an age thing. I think you touched based on the right thing, in that you're stuck in the old ways.
Yeah.
Right? They're stuck on trying to do the same executes. They're stuck on trying to play the same bomb sites on defense rather than changing things up. And maybe instead of having, because Fallen's been in the IGL for so long, and here's the thing though, with IGLs, nobody wants to do it, and it's a very tough thing to do.
It's such a hard role for a lot of players because, you know, it's a lot of times they'll say, you know, a player could be great, and as soon as he puts himself in an IGL role, his player skills fall off the map.
Well, exactly.
So, I mean, that'd be scary to see, you know, if they put Cold or even for someone else in that role, what it's going to do with their ability to play the game.
Well, because as an IGL, you're not just, like, as a regular player, you're focused on yourself, right? You don't have to worry about what everyone else is doing. As an IGL, you're literally watching probably the mini-map more than the actual game itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? So that, and you have to do a lot more thinking and a lot more strategizing, and you have to, you know, determine, okay, we were going to do this, we're going to execute this strategy, but somebody died early. So now we're going to change on the fly and do this, right?
Yeah,
so
you're thinking about your team, the enemy team, your coach in your year 2, and yourself.
Yeah.
That's a big role for an IGL.
I always forget that the coaches are in the year.
Here's the thing, and I want to hear what you guys think. 'Cause personally, I think the coaches should be allowed to speak during every round.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they can't. I don't understand why that they're only allowed to speak during timeouts. Why?
Yeah,
I personally think CS would be much better. You would actually have better CS if you took away, like, instead of having an IGL, you could have your captain or whatever, but instead of having your IGL, just let the coach make the plays. Let the coach determine what's going to happen. Instead of having the timeouts only the only time the coach can talk.
Yeah, I see that, but I mean, sometimes it's hard for the coach to be, like, in the moment, like when the players are listening to everything. I know the coach is there, but, like, they're not the ones playing. So I think sometimes, and, like, I feel like the coaches could also, like, clog up comms. So
that's true.
You might want to be, like, lower, but I do agree that it should be allowed. There should be no rule, and it should be up to the teams to decide whether they want the coach to talk.
I can see both sides because, I mean, I think from a viewer standpoint of us watching the game, it'd probably make it more exciting because the players can focus on the game itself rather than, you know, having that IGL role, and the coach would say, okay, you guys should be doing this, and they can just play the game. But also, you know, it's like if I were to go watch a hockey game, the coach isn't on the ice with them. It's up to them to make the calls, to be they're the team. They're getting paid to kill, not the coach. So I think they should be making the calls in game to become a better team, or to make them mistakes so that they can become a better team.
See, but I don't know about that because like the difference between like hockey or basketball and then now CS:GO is that you have like pretty much like your shift and then you come onto the bench, right? And that's when the coach can talk to you. Whereas there's no time to really talk to them, right? Like, are you allowed to talk to them between rounds, or is it just timeouts?
It's only timeouts.
So maybe between rounds when you can set up like a play and then you can't talk during it. But like, I feel like what's the point of having a coach at that point? How many timeouts do you get? 4 or 5 per game? Like,
I could get on board with that. I could get on with talking with rounds. Like, okay, guys, this quick thing.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing as like if you had a shift in hockey, right? Like you could go onto the ice and at that point the coach can yell at you from the bench, but chances are you're not going to hear him. Whereas you sit back on the bench, that's what he tells you what to do.
It'd be interesting to ask that to the pro players.
Yeah.
See
what they say.
I think the coach would also have a unique role because they, like, we're watching the game right now, they would have a view of all the players, so they would almost see everything, whereas individual players are kind of obstructed to their own view. Mm-hmm. So maybe the coaches are going to be seeing things that players don't, so it would be cool.
Actually true. It could be like a rule thing, even if I'm a coach, like, what if he brings out his phone and, he puts on the other stream, whatever, you can start seeing the other guys and all that stuff, right? So, I mean, it adds some other kind of weird issues into it.
That's why they've got referees standing behind them, right?
That's true,
They literally, the refs sit there, and if they hear the coach say a single word in between rounds or at any point where they're not supposed to talk, I've seen them give out penalties and warnings.
Wow.
And stuff.
I've never actually seen that live.
Like, Zonic will go up. I've seen a couple times. Zonic goes up after rounds and will, like, congratulate guys, but if he says something, the ref will go, oh, that's enough. Like, if he goes up, he'll like shake them like that. Like he's excited and he made a big play. But there's been a couple times where he goes, yes, thank you. And the refs will go, no, hey, you're not allowed to talk.
I guess because they don't want the coaches looking at the big screen and like saying like, this is where these guys keep going.
That's true.
I mean, the players should know that themselves.
I don't think they can see the big screen in the box.
I'm sure it depends on.
No, they usually can't because the setup is usually. Like, they'll have the front stage and the players are facing, and then they usually have the screen above them, right? So they can't see.
I think it's just, like, to almost simulate the still 5v5, like, in, like, a regular game. Like, they don't want that 6th person giving the call-outs and stuff. They just want to make it
it's
just the way it is.
It's kind of old school. It's like, this CS is 5v5. It's not 5v5 with the guy talking.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. When you're playing, that's one thing on land, right? But when you're playing online, which a lot of these guys, I mean, they play a lot of online tournaments and qualifiers and stuff, what do you think their coach is doing?
Yeah,
he's talking the whole time.
Sure,
like to think that they're gonna abide follow the rules of not talking. That's complete BS. You know for a fact that the coach is sitting there calling everything.
Maybe that's why the players haven't said anything because the coach is always talking during the practice and the online tournaments. They're like, screw that.
I personally think that you would have cleaner CS. You would have better CS, and like the strategies and executes would be much, much better.
I agree with that.
Because then you don't have to worry about IGLs anymore. Like, for example, Zeus, we were talking about this the other day. We see a lot of in-game leaders that are playing that probably shouldn't be on Pro League teams. Like, the only reason that Zeus is playing on Navi is because he's a very good IGL.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, any 4 of us are probably pretty similar skill levels to him when it comes to CS and aiming. You can tell, like, he's not that good. What's his rating right now? It's, like, less than 0.9.
Yeah.
Really
is it actually?
It is. Yeah. It's
and,
really
like, you want to aim for, like, a 1.0 is what you really want your rating to be.
You'd want to be above 1.
Yeah.
One is, like,
he's less than 0.9.
0.9. Yeah, but that, at the same time, like, he has certain games where he'll go off. Like, he'll get 25 kills, right? Where I feel like those are games where he's being less of an IGL and more of a player.
What makes you a good player is consistency.
So, anyways, it'd be interesting. It'd be cool to touch base on that. But anyway, so going back to the MIBR thing, is it too early yet? Everyone's agreeing it's too early?
Way too early.
Way too early, yeah. Let's let them play for a little bit.
I don't know, because that's what we said last time after Blast Pro Miami. We said it was too early. Because they had exactly. Mm-hmm. And we said it was too early then, and it did not get better from there. And I don't think that bringing Lucas in, who played for, Luminosity for how long now, is going to be any better than what Phelps was.
I think one more tournament, and then you do a big shuffle. I think one more tournament. If they lose out early again, I truly believe you have to see Taco leave. And I personally believe you will not see Fur, Fall, and Coldzera. They will not split up.
See, I was about to ask if you think that, like, Coldzera, seeing how good Fury is now, if Coldzera should move to them and kind of join the better Brazilian team now, in my opinion.
Well, Fury is out at the same time that MIBR is out in this
But
tournament.
I still think they put up better performances than what MIBR did against harder competition. I mean, like, what, you lose to Big? Like, really?
There's no way MIBR should have lost after being
Yeah,
up 12-3.
You're gonna lose
I
to
feel
Big?
like they definitely had their guard down, and that's what happened. It takes, 2 rounds, and the whole game changes.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, come on, you're gonna lose to what? God, B, and Xantares.
You can't
really?
lose. You can't lose 12.
Yeah.
12.
No offense.
You got to play hard the whole way through. Like, you can't.
That's
you can't
just
let your guard down.
yeah. That's just and I don't know.
Why are we hitting on Taco?
Wait, you like Taco?
Yeah,
He's a nice guy.
Taco is great.
He's
I think
trash,
he's a nice
though.
guy,
And I
too.
think
He's
with,
a really nice guy.
as with MIBR, he's a perfect support player for them, and he's only been getting better with MIBR.
See, I thought he was better on Liquid. Before they did the shuffle, I think his role was better on Liquid than it was on MIBR.
Well,
but only because, in my personal opinion, Liquid players, they're like when you look at it on a skill level, Liquid is right now they have the better players than MIBR does on a whole.
That's true. But I mean, you put Taco with any great team, he's going to be a great supporting player. He's gonna fit in nicely with.
Taco's good because he's got the experience of playing pro for a very long time. He's won majors. He's won a lot of tournaments with MIBR when they were doing well.
Like SK and stuff, yeah.
2017. Yeah, when they were on SK. And what Taco is good at is playing one position, and that's it. Like, you can't really rely on Taco to pull big clutches out, which is what we're seeing
But
now.
he has.
He's
He's done a couple.
It's
odd,
rare, though.
though.
It's very odd.
Yeah.
But what you're seeing
It
in
is.
today's CS is, yeah, there are the normal rounds where people are going to save, okay, they got the site and what have you. But you are seeing way more clutches come in where skill is becoming more of an emphasis than actual strategies and executing those strats.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
absolutely agree with you there. I just think that with Taco playing with MIBR there, he's going to become that. He's going to get that clutch king role by just being that support player and learning and playing with those guys.
Use this for an example. So we'll bring up the knife situation with Simple against
Oh, God.
Liquid, right? Where
Oh, God.
where all Simple has to do is kill Nitro, and they take that map, and they're probably not in the lower bracket fighting to stay in the tournament right now, and they have the potential of beating Liquid, because we all know Liquid came back, go to overtime, they win that map. But here's the thing. So Nitro versus Taco. Nitro has an op. He gets 90. He has 17 HP. He's in a 3v1 clutch situation. It's a post-plant situation. He's coming up ramp on Dust 2. He gets smoked off. Does Taco clutch that like Nitro does, in your opinion?
No. Not even close. Well, Nitro's way better player
Well, I
than
mean,
Taco.
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
obviously I would
Levels.
say no, but I'm not done with Taco yet, okay?
But
I don't think we've seen his full potential.
I'm not hating on him, but if there's got to be a change on MIBR, I think it's Taco's the guy.
I also-
In my opinion, when you look at the other four, all four of those guys can make a clutch play like Nitro did. Taco could come and do it, but I don't think it's in his repertoire, if you want to say, to do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I say the consistency is definitely not there with Taco, and I mean he's still a young player too, so he's still gonna be playing for a couple more years.
Do you think that a problem with MIBR, now it's not them, like, getting worse, it's how, like, every other team, like, you're seeing that there's less discrepancy between the best teams and the worst teams. Now, like, you're seeing, like, Heroic was
That's a good
playing
point.
well, Big is playing well, like, you're seeing how, like, the top clubs are going to be challenged by any of, like, pro teams now. Like, Renegades are a great team, like, these teams that, like, are not top 10, like, maybe between 20 and 15 are still great teams that can put up
Sure,
against
too. We
anyone,
say
eh?
challenge, and I mean like, when Ents lost to, was it Ents? Yeah, Ents lost to Heroic the
Yeah,
first one.
exactly.
It always seems like okay, the best of one, they lost the best of one against
Yeah.
Heroic. But I mean, if that was a best of three, like I would say Ents all the way.
But who knows? Like, that's what I'm saying at this point. Like, there are so many good players and good teams now that it's not like SK in the past can just go and feast on all these
Yeah,
scrub
that's
teams,
true.
right? Like, there are so many good
Exactly.
teams
There's a
now.
lot more parity.
Yeah.
Those lots.
Before, I would say we'd always be going, okay, Astralis and Liquid. Now it's like, okay, Astralis,
Like,
maybe
yeah.
Liquid. and-
Yeah. Well, look at this. Like for my full tournament team on EliteDuels, I went all Ents players and all Vitality players because I thought the momentum from both those teams would carry in. And we see Ents is out. Ents is out first round, and we see Vitality fighting to stay in right now.
Yeah.
They play later today against Heroic, which I'm going to
should be a
assume
win.
they win, but you never know. But again, they're in the losers bracket when you would assume that they would make it to the playoffs quite easily.
What does assuming do?
What does assuming do?
Yeah.
Makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
We're not allowed to say that.
But But anyways, yeah, you're definitely seeing a lot more parity. But here's another talking point I guess we could touch on. And is it that the teams that have been at the top for the longest, right? The mainstream, the Astralis, Navis, the Ents, if you will, too, at this point, Liquid, is it that at some point they're going, you know what, we're good enough based off of skill that we don't have to scrim anymore, we don't have to practice as much as we used to? And so that when you're looking at other teams like Furia, you're looking at other teams that are coming up like Vitality, they're looking at, we're not at the top yet. We still have to fight our way there. So they're scrimming, they might be practicing 8-10 hours a day, whereas the top guys are going, you know what, we don't have to play this tournament anymore. We can just scrim maybe, 3 times a week instead of every single day. Maybe that's the thing. I mean, we're not privy to that information, but is MIBR, are they boot camping like they used to?
I feel like you're taking shots at Astralis there. Right there.
Deep shot.
Like hard shots at Astralis.
I'm not taking shots at Astralis. Everyone's been saying that they're
My
not
Danish
playing
roots
enough.
hurt.
I guess that's what makes the difference between, a mainstay or team and a team that, can stay in the top 5 for a few weeks and then drops down. I guess that's where you really see I guess that's why maybe Age of Astralis was the Age of Astralis like the last 2 years, the last year and a half, because they were boot camping hard, and now lately they've been dropping because they've just been scrimming less, right? So I guess that's what makes the difference between.
Well, they haven't been dropping. We'll just say they've dropped in.
They dropped, like they're fourth now.
They've dropped in the standings and rankings because they're not playing as much.
Yeah,
right. They're only attending the major tournaments, and the Blast Pro series. Right. That's basically it.
Pro.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically it. And obviously, they're getting criticized and other teams are criticizing them because they want to see the Astralis show up at other tournaments because they want to play them.
They should play Giants. Yeah,
you got to show up and play.
Yeah,
they're still the Giants, and in my opinion, I know by the ranking standpoint, they're not the first overall team right now. They are. Let's face it.
I would still take Liquid over them.
Well, you could say that right now, but in my opinion, until you dethrone them on a major stage, so like at an ESL 1 Cologne, if you beat them in the playoffs or at a major, that's when you're no longer number 1. But right now, they're the last 2 major winners. They're the best team by far.
Yeah,
nothing's changed with them. They haven't made any roster changes. There's no reason to think that they aren't the best.
I would say definitely any team that who's been at the top for so long, they're going to start to hit a point where they start to plateau and they continue to start to catch up. So I definitely think. Well, I mean, they didn't Liquid crush them on. I can't remember the exact tournament, but they took first place over Astralis. So I mean, Astralis knows they're not.
Pro League.
Yeah, Astralis knows they're not top gun anymore. So I hope that they're still doing their boot camps. 10, 12 hours. They're still hungry as the other guys are, like Heroic and whatnot, who are actually really competing. But we'll see. Only time will tell with that.
I guess so. So moving on, we have. We saw back at Pro League Finals, Kerrigan beating his old team in FaZe with Mel Sports, and we see a similar situation again where Mel Sports 2-0s FaZe with Kerrigan on the team to knock FaZe out of the tournament.
That's the best feeling. So good.
That's
being
the best
Kerrigan,
feeling. Yeah.
And I gotta say, I'm so sad for FaZe. Like, what is going on, FaZe? All of a sudden, they just one every 100th game, they just all the stars align and they play like FaZe is supposed to play, and it's like, oh, is this FaZe or Astralis? And then every other time, every 99 other time, it's garbage. I'm watching our garbage play. Oh my god.
So, does this confirm that Kerrigan was not the problem in FaZe?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, 100%.
And does it confirm that an IGL can change everything with your team? When you look at what Mel Sports
is now, but I just really like Mel Sports' roster. Like, that's a really good roster now, especially like the Woxic pickup. Like that's such a sick. Like that's Frozen is too much. Frozen is playing really well.
I think that team has a lot of potential. You have a lot of top fraggers.
Young.
You have a lot of young, good skills.
Frozen and Rops are young and they are talented.
Frozen is 16 years old.
Yeah,
he right now
is crazy.
It's actually
Frozen
crazy.
Is 16.
He's 16.
Oscar's what, 19?
I'm not sure when Frozen started playing. I would assume probably 12, 13 years old.
Yeah. Like there's pros that have like 8, like you said, like 8, 10 years, and that guy's got 3, and he's already rising to the top.
So what you're seeing is obviously he's young. He's got really good aim and really good skill.
Yeah.
With a guy like Kerrigan, who's played the game, has the high IQ and strategic ability behind CS. With time spent around Kerrigan, he's only going to get better and better because his mental IQ around CS and understanding, different situations, so his situational awareness is going to become a lot better with age and with more experience.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. But what he's doing at 16, and even Rob's at 19, just with time, these guys have the potential to become a very, very good team. And Woxic Woxic's 20. That's still really young.
Really young.
That's still really young, and he's been playing pro for a long time. And he's always, whenever you look at Woxic, he's at the top of the leaderboard.
Good.
He's always one of the best top fraggers. So you have the potential of, you have 3 guys who are very, very good fraggers. You've got Chris J, who's been around the scene for a very long time at 29 years old. And you've got Kerrigan, who's literally probably one of the top three IGLs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? It has all of the makings of a very good team, and now they just need more time to gel as a team. So I agree. I think what we're seeing is this confirms Kerrigan as a very good IGL, as almost like a glue player who brings teams together, and he was not the issue.
Yeah.
Then FaZe went and got Neo as their new IGL, and you're really going to tell me that Neo can do a better job than Kerrigan at this point? Like, Neo had, 15 fantasy points in ESL?
Well,
Neo too. Give him a little time.
Neo right now, they're out, but he finished with 54 kills, 23 assists, and 101 deaths for 15 total fantasy points on FaZe, which is actually the lowest by a lot.
Yeah.
The next lowest player on FaZe was 36.5 fantasy points, and that was Olafmeister with 78 kills, 12 assists, and 95 deaths. So I don't know. Neo's been there now for a couple months. Overall, I don't think it's an IGL issue at this point. Because this looks like an internal issue. It looks like, in my opinion, they need a full change of the roster at this point.
Yeah.
It's not working.
I think what you're seeing a lot in esports now is there's a trade-off between the young guys who are pure skill, but have they're not the best at in-game sense.
Yeah.
Whereas the older guys aren't as good, aim-wise and everything, but they also have that knowledge that a lot of these younger guys don't. So it's almost like a trade-off where I think teams should almost focus on building maybe half and half. Like, have those young guys that are going to get better over the years, but are already still very good, while also having the older guys almost mentor them and just see if you can have a mesh with those two going down.
Yeah, that's kind of the story I see with Ents, is with Alu as kind of like their papa dog there and surrounded by the young guys. I'd like to see them maybe Ents get one older guy too, to kind of fill that 2-3 kind of shuffle of young guys and older guys, because I think you're absolutely right. The old guys are basically, give them the leash, like, here you go, do this and I'll show you the way, sort of thing.
Funny we're talking about this because Mouse Sports literally was just eliminated by Navi just a minute ago.
Well, that makes sense.
So, but
that helps
here, they made it further than Fnatic, FaZe, Big, Furia, Ents, MV, PPK, Renegades, and MIBR.
Yeah.
Right? They made it a lot further in the tournament. And then I'd say they're one of the bright spots in CS right now. I mean, it's not like they got 2-0 by Navi. They went to third map, and it was close. So, anyways, funny that happened. So, we now officially know that Navi will be in the playoffs when we're doing our draft later in the podcast. So, that's very helpful. Anyways, so we discussed FaZe.
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
Yeah,
I wanted to say, you were staying with Kerrigan too in his new role. There was a big clip of Kerrigan and his push on, I can't remember, I think it was the ESL S9 playoffs. But so they were playing on Nuke, and Kerrigan's on CT side. He pushes all the way through lobby, up ladder, to T side. I mean, he gets decked by the guys who are actually still in T side, but it's very cool to see Kerrigan has that ability to kind of make those plays. And of course, okay, it didn't work in this situation, but he could have had like a great play where he got 3-4 kills in a row. So I'm excited to see Kerrigan in the role in the future as IGL, just to keep going and playing the way that he's doing, because it's doing great for Mouse Sports, and I think it's doing great for himself as a player.
I bet you he feels rejuvenated as well. Oh, yeah. Because he's got these 3 young guys around him. They have insane skill, and he probably sees. And there's a learning aspect for him too. Right?
Yeah,
seeing
for sure.
those young guys making big plays, it's gonna motivate you to want to pull off some of those plays as well. So you're gonna be learning as well. I mean, I think he's 28 or 20. It's not like he's old. Right? He still has a lot of room and a lot more years probably to play in Pro CS unless he wants to retire, but doesn't seem that that's the case. So, anyways, it's very exciting to see Mouse. It's very exciting to see a lot of these lower CS teams come up and challenge, and we're seeing them win. And it happened quite fast, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it happened within the last couple of months, because our last show, we were basically doing Liquid and Navi and Ents and Astralis. Those are the only
those four.
Yeah.
Right? But now we have a handful of other teams that are always talking points. NRG, Vitality, Furia, who just had a huge tournament at the ESL Pro League finals, right? NIP's been playing extremely well.
I can't believe we're
Renegades.
Nip in a podcast.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah. I know
Yeah.
we're gonna talk NIP, and NIP is gonna be in the playoffs, and we have the potential of drafting them, right? Like this,
Yeah.
this is a true
I don't
thing.
think I've
Like,
ever
we're looking
drafted
at
a Nip player.
And
before.
if we're talking about these young skill guys, what about Plopsky from NIP?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So,
Like-
and while we're on NIP, it's a good segue into this conversation with, in case you guys missed it, Get Right after their match against Heroic after they won 2-0 was asked about his future in CS, and there's rumors about him obviously stepping down from NIP, and he came out and kind of shut down all those rumors and just confirmed everything and said that he's definitely going to be playing until the major, and after that, apparently the organization is going to reassess his ability to play on the team. Whether they want him to step down and be replaced, they're not sure yet. So he doesn't want to retire, and you could see how emotional he was during that conversation. He's been with the team for 7 years. But again, you see what bringing somebody young, like we saw Rez when they brought him in, he kind of had that rejuvenation of the team coming, because NIP was one of the older teams for a very long time, right? With that old roster that they had. Then they bring in Rez. They brought in Draken, that didn't work out, and now they bring in Plopsky. And Plopsky's one of those guys, young kid, has a ton of skill, and it's just time at this point. And in my opinion, I personally don't think it is time for Get Right to move down, especially I see NIP being trending in an upward direction right now with how they're playing recently. So if they continue in this upward direction, it to me doesn't make any sense to get rid of him. And especially when you have a young guy, two young guys in Rez and Plopsky on the team, you're going to want those veteran guys around like Get Right and Forrest, who've been playing the game for a very long time, to kind of mentor them, right? And it can rejuvenate, like we were saying with Kerrigan, it can bring in this little spark for Get Right to say, okay, look at this Plopsy kid, look at this Rez kid, look at these plays that they're making. I don't know. It would be sad to see Get Right go, because he's literally like he's an OG of Pro CS.
Yeah.
Kind of on both sides of that. I'd like to see him kind of go in a certain sense, because I'd like to see him play with another team, a whole fresh roster, and
I agree.
because maybe you could see him completely shine in a whole different aspect. But then as soon as you made that point with he's playing with all these young guys that making these plays, and with him and Forrest, I see a lot of potential there. So I mean, I'm kind of excited for either way that they go with that. But either way, it looks positive for NIP in the future, which just looks good.
I think NIP, the organization, is actually taking this the right way. I think they're actually approaching it properly. I think bringing in Plopsky, I think they clearly see that they're trending upwards, and I believe giving him until after the major is the positive incentive that he probably needs to get his game back to where it was before, right? Like we're looking at him right now, he's got a .89 rating. Which is extremely low, right? It's going to be some of the lowest in the Pro CS scene. But like I said, they gave him till after the major. So he does have time to improve his game and kind of prove his peers that he's still able to play at a high level of CS. So it'll be interesting to see, and something that we'll have to watch out for the next couple months here as they continue to play. So moving on, though, we're going to now do our playoff draft on EliteDuels. And what we're going to do is, I'm on random.org. We're going to do a random generator for the draft order, and we're going to do a snake draft. So the guy who has first pick for Tier 1 will get last pick on Tier 2 and last pick on Tier 4. And the opposite is said for the guy who's got last pick. So right now, again, this is live on EliteDuels.com. You could draft with us if you want to follow as we go. It's the $3 ESL 1 Cologne playoff only, which starts tomorrow. $641 in prizes, total prizes. So that's what we're going to be drafting on today. And we're going to hit our random draft order right now. All right. First pick is Aaron.
Okay.
Wow.
This is interesting. Are we doing it? Are we doing this one where once the player's taken off the table, or
Once the player's taken, that player's off the table and cannot be
Full
selected
on.
again.
And I don't know if anyone watching knows this, but I know absolutely nothing about CS, and I'm sure you could have told that by the podcast. But I am starting to play the game more and actually understanding what's going on with it. So I kind of recognize names here, and I do know
So,
who my first picks.
I know he's
Be-
gonna take
before we
it.
before we do the draft, Aaron, why don't you let the audience know what games you play and your kind of esport background, just so
Yeah.
everybody knows.
Well, originally I played Rocket League, and I played it really extensively. I made it into the top 100 on console, so obviously not as good as PC, but I still have. I've played
PC Master.
right when it came. Yeah, right when it came out, I played it, and I got the Grand Champ. Like a lot of people probably watching, and I followed it, and I put in my time, and then unfortunately I kind of got bored of the game. Not the best idea, because I should have stuck with it, and it could have went somewhere, and I switched to Fortnite, the game that everyone hates. I know. But I played with Mark duo, and we actually made some money in the World Cup, and we placed really high for a little practice. So right now I'm still pursuing Fortnite. Hopefully I can do better in the next World Cup. But I'm also tinkering with a little CS with these guys right here. And we're having fun winning a lot of games, and I'm actually really enjoying the game a lot.
He's been doing all right with the op, I guess.
He's our opera, yeah.
The one thing I got is the aim, but that's about it. That's all I got going for me.
So there you go. You guys will be seeing a lot more of Aaron on our shows, especially we're going to be doing a couple special announcements near the end, but just a little wink, wink, nudge, nudge about the Fortnite situation. So stay tuned near the end. We're going to be doing some announcements with some upcoming cool stuff with EliteDuels. But anyway, so draft order is Aaron gets first pick, Nick gets second pick, Justin third, and I'm last. Which I'm fine with because I get two
You
first,
get first pick in the harder
I get
rounds.
two first picks, right? So
It's also kind of scary.
all right, so we're actually gonna log on to our accounts right now. We're gonna pull up the draft, and now that we know that Navi is in the quarterfinals, I wonder who Aaron's gonna pick here.
Sucks.
I mean, it's
Yuri.
Yeah, you hear.
It's a pretty straightforward. I'm gonna go with simple boys. Can't go wrong.
I'm in trouble here.
See, now that changed a lot of what I was gonna do. Honestly,
Can't go
I
wrong with
got.
Well, we may have to rethink this
Wait,
because Yuri is out, Rops is out, and Frozen is out.
That sucks for you, eh?
Well,
You can't pick tier 1 though.
we'll have to have. That means I have 0 points in tier 1.
That really sucks,
There's no
eh?
one to pick.
So why
That-
don't we do? Why don't
that
we do-
sucks.
You can't match. In a rule like this, you can't pick the same as the first picker.
So Simple's off the board, but everyone else here can pick the same guy.
Yeah.
I don't
Or
like
why
that.
don't we just do it because it's
I
just
think that's your
playoffs.
problem.
That's
luck of the
It's
draw.
definitely not because it was completely RNG. Like literally, I was on random.org.
That's
What?
totally
It's
the way of the road.
RNG, and let
What-
the audience know here, the
Yeah.
loser.
What
so
the stakes are.
Yeah, we have stakes here. So the person who has the least amount of fantasy points has to eat a chicken wing at 6 million Scoville, which is one of the hottest ever. It's a Carolina Reaper mixed with, I think it's a mix with ghost pepper.
Ghost
We're
pepper,
doing hot
yeah.
stuff? I didn't know we were doing hot
That's
stuff.
what we've done it before.
We can do hot
Yeah.
stuff.
So we can see
Oh, it's
the odds.
death.
The odds are against
It's
me on
death.
this one, guys.
You better not lose.
Yeah.
So we've done it before. It's not that much fun. So if there's no way I'm leaving this up to random.
I'm glad
See-
with the zero then for that.
So I feel like then you know, the placement of yourself, like doing like the random thing or like where your placement doesn't really matter at that point. Because you could be in fourth and take the exact same team as the guy in first.
No, it doesn't, because you're going to want to say, well, I don't want to pick the same. Because if both guys get the same amount of fantasy points and lose, both are eating a hot chicken wing. You've eaten that chicken wing before. Both
So
of
say-
us.
so
you
say-
want to eat that chicken wing again?
Say for this. Say
I
like
don't.
say I'm in last place, or say like we just go and Aaron takes simple. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna take simple too, and then Justin's like, I might as well take simple as well, and you say I'm gonna take simple, and we all take the exact same teams.
Okay, but I'm looking at tier 1 right now, right?
Right.
Simple is in. Yuri is out. Zai Wu,
Zaiwu's in.
we don't know if he's
We
in
don't know
yet.
yet.
He's
still playing.
Their game's about to start, and
Yeah.
he could be out. So that could be a
They're
pick
playing
that's
heroic.
gone. Rops is out.
Yeah.
Device is in, and Frozen is out. So there's legitimately 2 guys that we know for sure that are playing tomorrow, and Zai Wu, we don't know. So it's not just me.
Yeah. And fourth, but
Yeah, you're safe
not just
because
you,
you
isn't
can
the
pick
fourth guy
device.
screwed.
Exactly.
The third
Device,
guy not
yeah.
so much. 1 and 2 are.
Yeah,
separate.
me and Justin sitting here. Justin could pick
Yeah,
Zywoo.
I'm picking Zywoo,
and it's
you're-
50-50.
Yeah.
I have 0-0.
That sucks. That really sucks.
Yeah, we can't do that.
No. We have to. There's got to be rules here.
I say we just in a
I don't
scenario
think-
like this,
yeah.
you can't pick
We can't
the
do it for
same player
playoffs.
as the first person.
Wait, no, that doesn't make. So if you take simple, I mean that doesn't make a difference.
So
if
then
we
the
can't
only
take the
pick,
same,
the only thing only
Is
we can
Zywoo
pick
and-
is
One of you-
we can only take Zywoo or device.
Yeah, that would be.
so that means
Yeah.
that in
well,
tier,
and
so that means
it'd
that
be your
say
choice. Justin would be stuck with the third person, and then
Right.
Mark would last person gets the
Yeah.
option.
so that means like say you
So
take
you're taking device. Justin gets Zywoo, and I get the option of Zywoo or device.
Yeah,
What?
Why do you pick safe?
What?
that's bull. I mean that's, yeah. So you want to be fourth place
That's
then?
brutal. Yeah, I'd
but
rather be
it could be the
fourth place
chance.
then.
Yeah,
That's why I think
luck of the draw.
I think we do this one instead of a snake draft. I think you're allowed to pick the same players, but we still pick in the order so that there's some strategy involved with this and saying, okay, Aaron has simple, and knowing further along when we get to tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, understanding that he might go more Navi players, and I might go, okay, I might take simple, but I'm going to go
Yeah.
lean more liquid players, something like that.
I like that.
Yeah, okay, let's
I
do it.
think
Let's do it.
I think you're allowed. We'll do the draft in order.
for this one
and I
playoffs,
think
we're
you're allowed to
below.
have the exact same players if you want. It's your choice. You have the choice to pick the
Yeah.
players.
Let's do it.
It's your fantasy.
I'm just gonna beat you guys again. I'm just
All
saying.
right.
Last time that we did this, I
Aaron-
beat them 3 times in a row. So
Aaron
You-
is
you
taking
buzzed in now, though.
Aaron's taking simple.
I'm also gonna take simple.
I'm taking device.
Mark will also be taking device.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so I get first pick again in tier 2, knowing that I've gone Astralis. Ooh. I am going to take. I'm gonna hedge my bet a little bit, and I'm gonna go twist.
I knew it.
Ooh.
Come on.
Just so you guys know, tier 2 has a long list. If you're following with us, there's probably
Long
like
list.
Yeah,
13 players
yeah.
on here to pick from. So I had the option. I'll be honest, I had the option between Magisk, Zipix, Twist, and Elise. I thought about Breeze for a second, but decided not to. So
That's risky with NRG.
well, and you know they're in.
They're in, but still, like
So
even
risky.
though they're good, like it's like you got the big club, so
Here's the
you're
thing.
tended.
With the stakes now and knowing what I have to eat if I lose, I'm making sure I'm getting the right
Like
fantasy
the
points.
best
Yeah.
players.
And I'm probably gonna
can't
lose
do hot
anyways.
food, so.
Watch it.
Well, you're gonna have
Come
to.
on, Astralis.
I'm gonna have one of these when they don't like Justin got last place in all of all the old drafts. He's gonna win from now on when it really matters.
Oh, okay, that's better. I'll allow that.
All right, Justin, it's yours.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, and just to clarify, sorry to break everything up here. Ooh, this plays an important factor in our decisions here. So, Liquid, by beating NRG, gets a bye directly into the semifinals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's what
So,
I can say.
Navi and NRG are both in the quarterfinals.
So they got one more game.
So, there's a potential there of both those teams, and there's going to be 2 more teams joining them that are in. So just so you guys know. Oh, okay. I think how it works is, yeah, this is how it works. So the winner of Astralis and NIP will go directly to the other semifinals. They get a
Right.
bye.
So there, yeah.
And then Heroic, and then the loser of that game goes to the quarterfinals. They go to quarterfinal and play Navi. And then the winner of the Heroic Vitality game plays NRG. In the
Okay.
quarterfinals.
Yeah.
That's how it works. And
Wait,
unfortunately, those games are still going on, so we don't know.
Which
but
side is Navi on? Are they on the liquid side?
Navi is on the liquid side. So if they win their game, they play liquid. So here's the thing. So I drafted Twist, and we know for a fact that Astralis is going to be on the other side of the
Yeah.
bracket.
Yeah, I
So,
gotta say, before when we first started doing it, my main thought process was, okay, who's gonna be in the grand final? But now I kind of have 3 process of, okay, who's gonna be in the grand final? Who are these teams playing, and how many games are they?
there's a
gonna
little bit of bracketology, if you will.
play? Yeah,
It's a science.
I like that word.
But anyways, I'm sticking with Twist as my tier 2. So on to Justin.
I took. I'm gonna take my boy Magisk. I heard a lot of
Damn.
sighing over that.
see, it's all about the. I didn't know which side Navi was gonna be on now. So
Well,
Yeah,
you
just
can
go
see
with
it.
Loxley.
It's
You
tough
can
now.
see. You can see the bracket right now.
Just pick Loxley.
Yeah.
If Navi wins, they play Liquid.
I am going to take. I think I know I'm going to take Twist.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with the Leash.
Ooh,
Okay.
All right.
that's
So-
a good pick here.
Moving on to tier 3, Aaron gets first pick.
All right. I just gotta quickly go through all these players and make sure I know who's in, who's out.
Well, you know NRG, Liquid,
Yeah,
Astralis,
you're looking at Dupree,
Navi.
Cirque, Naf.
and NIP are all safe.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're
Oh, yeah,
safe to
Forest.
draft. Forest is there too.
Fnatic's out, right?
Fnatic is
They
out,
lost
yeah.
to Vitality.
So in tier 3, you're looking at Ethan, Naf, Cirque, Dupree, Boomich, and
Oh yeah,
Forest.
Boomich.
And potentially Nato Sphinx if they beat Vitality.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna go with Naf.
Aaron picks Naf.
That's a good one.
I just want to pick the safe. Again, we know Liquid is already moving on
On that
in-
tier
into the
3,
Yeah.
semi, so I want to get a couple of
Yeah.
safe players in right now.
and Naf is probably going to be your biggest performer on that page.
Mm-hmm.
Hands
Yeah,
down.
I will be taking Dupree.
Ew.
I don't know if you see what I'm doing here, but
Oh, it's me.
Yeah, you're going Astralis Liquid Finals.
yeah, and I have Simple as just my big fragger in the
Yeah.
first round.
I hope they lose in
I
the
think that's going to
quarterfinals.
mess you up.
I didn't take Simple. I am going to pray that Navi loses in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, I think they're going to be out.
Because if they don't,
If they don't, you have
Simple's
the
about to
ability,
go
if
off.
they go to the finals,
You could
that's not
really
good.
mess
Simple's
up
about to
my
go.
scorecard,
Yeah.
I'm going to take Naf.
Oh, this is a really tough pick. Because I really want to pick somewhere else.
I know.
Because
eh?
I have...
Go Forest. Pick Forest.
I do. I want to pick him. I really do.
Yeah.
It's
Because
not
he's
a bad
so good.
pick. It'd be like a good.
I just wish I knew what was going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
they're about... Vitality and Heroic are about to start, and Astralis and Nip are playing as we speak. But not knowing what's going to happen, I have to play fairly safe here. And my pick has to be either Naf or Dupree.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go Dupree here. So, moving on to tier 4, our picks for this are Glaive, Tarek, possibly NBK, Rez, Flamey, Stewie, Stan, Nitro, and possibly Apex. So there's a lot of choices here. Again, it's unfortunate that we don't know whether or not Vitality is going to win this game, even though they're the highly favored side
Yeah.
to beat Heroic.
Yeah.
You still don't know.
I
Like
know.
you can't take the risk of Vitality losing and then you have a player with 0 points.
Yeah.
That literally can put you in last.
Yeah.
I kind of want to pick MBK, but I don't want to touch him now. Anymore.
MBK played really well
I would have
last
loved
game.
to take Zywoo.
Saiwu,
This guy's
yeah,
unbelievable.
he's unreal.
He's a fragging machine. But
Highlight reel.
knowing this, I'm gonna pick Nitro for my tier 4.
Really? I highly disagree. On next day, I'm gonna go. So there's two guys I really like. Glaive is my safe play. He's gonna be consistent fantasy points no matter what. Or I could go with Apex, and do kind of like Nick's doing. He could be my simple
That's if he's in the tournament.
if he's in the tournament.
They gotta be Heroic.
I would take MBK over Apex, honestly.
Whoa.
Just my opinion.
They're both very similar players, but when you look
your
at
fantasy.
fantasy points,
I'm going Glaive.
you look at their average fantasy points. Apex averages
More.
almost 20 more points
Yeah.
than
But just
than
in-
MBK.
In this tournament, I like how MBK is playing better than Apex.
Yeah.
All right, so
Who'd you pick?
I picked Glaive.
Leave.
damn. Now I actually don't. Do I head Liquid direction or do I go with Navi direction? I think I'm gonna go with Nitro.
Nick's scared. Does not want to eat this chicken wing.
I don't.
I kind
The
of want
pain.
simple instead of device now.
That's it. No changing.
Oh, it hasn't started yet. Tell me
I feel like I have a really conservative lineup, so I'm gonna go with Apex right now.
Oh, he's going risky.
Yeah, that's
I
good.
have-
That's
I
a
do
good
have
choice.
I have a safe roster right now, so in the case that Apex does make it through,
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, well-
Aaron, I gotta ask you a question. How do you deal with spicy foods?
very good, very good.
Actually, I'm really happy he took Apex. That gives me
Alright.
some hope.
Last round.
Okay, this is tier 5.
Tier
is probably the
5.
hardest,
See, this
I
is
would
tough.
say. This is the hardest one.
Because there are no Astralis, no Liquid.
So you've got possibly Freiburg. You've got possibly
Alex.
RPK. You've got Alex.
Possibly
Alex. You've got Get Right for sure.
Lecro?
No.
Zeus, you got
Zeus.
Yeah, you got Lecro. NIP.
You got Lecro, yeah. Lecro's in there.
And that's it. This is a tough one.
Yeah.
But this is
See,
Oh, yeah, Phase
the
is
tier
out.
5 is, I would say, is you kind of like your money making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where it's very difficult to find guys that are going to go off. But if you do find the guys that go off, you end up potentially winning because of them.
See, this was where I was thinking about going risky last one. Take Flamey and go Navi beats Liquid. And then I could have taken Zeus in the 5th tier.
Huh.
But
So this game just started and Vitality won pistol on Overpass. I don't know if that helps anyone's decisions. It's map 1.
Vitality 60 knowing it.
Wait till after the pistol round and I'll make my...
All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, realistically, the picks here, I mean, I personally think Vitality is going to win this game. So, anyways, Freiburg is available. Freiburg, you've got RPK, you've got...
S-Tag.
You have Alex, you've got Get Right,
Lecro.
You got S-Tag.
you have Lecro,
You got Zeus.
Zeus, and that's it.
That's it.
S-Tag too if Heroic
Yeah.
wins.
Yeah.
This is you, right? You're first?
No, it's Aaron.
Oh, it's Aaron?
Aaron gets first pick
Yeah.
here.
Still trying to figure out how I want to do this right now.
This is a tough
This is
one.
a
This is
tough
the
one.
risk. This is
Yeah.
the risk one right now.
Then you take Guardian.
Yeah, go ahead and take 0.
Oh my god.
It really sucks not knowing the future. If you guys could let us know who wins this game, that'd be great.
Text me.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know who I'm picking.
Oh, I'm gonna have
It
two
is
guys.
tough, and it looks like it's only
I'm
shot by
gonna go
NATO.
With,
Vitality holds second round.
Of
I'm
course.
going to go with RPK.
RPK is a good pick.
See,
I really like the Vitality guys. I
So
really
pick me
do.
too. I'm a Vitality. That's one.
See, I could take... yeah, see, if I take RPK or Alex, and they're on the other side, it means that whoever wins between Astralis and Vitality goes to the finals. Whoever wins between Navi and Liquid goes to the finals. So no matter what, I'm going to have guys in the finals.
Yeah. Well, kind of. We all really
have that.
will have that. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to give you guys an update, Astralis is beating NIP 13-10 on Dust 2 of their first map.
Okay.
Not that it matters. Both teams will advance.
Yeah.
But one team will be quarterfinals, and the winner gets a bye to the semis.
I think...
But the head and the bye, not the best. You lose out on a lot of points. So you get a team go all the way through all the placement, the quarters through semis, all the way into finals. That's a lot of points.
It is tough.
Can you tell me what the Alex's kills, assists, and deaths are? I can't see right there.
Alex right now, it's not showing. They're on blame.
You can see on the left
Well, he's still alive, so you can't see it when he's alive.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am submitted on EliteDuels.com.
Yeah.
You picked your fifth?
I picked my fifth.
RPK's
Who'd you
2-0 and 1.
It's not at least
Alex is 3-1 and 1. All right,
Nick still has to pick.
I'm gonna take Alex.
Alex is 3-1.
I'm gonna take
right now.
Alex.
Whoa.
Okay. So here's the thing. You guys all took risks because every single one you took a Vitality player.
Yeah, I took RPK.
Oh, you take Lecro?
Justin took a Vitality. I could win if Vitality somehow loses this, and I pick an NIP player right now.
You're
That
set.
be the difference maker for me beating you.
But it's not about winning.
NIP players though are gonna have like 10 fantasy.
It's not about
Well-
winning. It's about not losing.
If it still is 10 fantasy points compared to your 0 that you're
Yeah.
gonna get if Vitality loses
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, but Vitality's not gonna lose that. Okay.
So by the way, Blame has some big ass arms. Eh? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
No.
Holy.
Blame. Yeah, Blame.
Blame on Heroic.
He's big.
This guy's a big dude. Okay. I'm
Who's
probably
your-
gonna play the safe. I want to take a Vitality guy, but I'm really leaning towards either Lecro or Get Right. I know their fantasy points, their average fantasy points are a lot lower. Get Right is 37.6 and Lecro's 33.4, and if I look at RPKs, it's 71.8. Here's the thing, though. I
There's
really don't
so
have
many
it.
more
I
games.
have nothing to lose. If I take a Vitality player, because all you guys took Vitality players,
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
It'd be
safe.
silly not to take a NIP player right now.
But if Vitality loses, you understand?
Yeah,
But
Then-
I have
so you're
the
taking the
ability
risk
to
here.
get
You
points.
need to actually put faith in Heroic here to beat Vitality. 'Cause if you take Lecro or Get Right, You are now letting
But
us take Alex or
we-
RPK.
We understand. I think we all agree Vitality's the heavy favorites here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
But it's CS. Anything can happen.
So
Heroic's
that
been
means
playing
that
very well.
Heroic beat
It
Ends.
only
They
takes
beat
2
Ends.
rounds.
That means that
Okay,
you need to
might
put your trust in Heroic here.
Yeah.
Is what it has to come down
Do
to.
you
Do
trust
you
Heroic?
trust Heroic to beat Vitality here?
Would you bet your life on it?
Well, look at they're gonna lose. It's gonna be 2-2 here. So
Oh, so that's
yeah.
clear. No, Heroic's going down.
this guy's a beast, man. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take RPK.
Okay.
I'm gonna play.
Really, after
playing
all
with-
that,
playing with us.
put it
Yeah.
through, you take
Come on, Alex.
I'm gonna take
RPK.
RPK.
Oh
So
my goodness.
just to go through all the teams, I'll say mine first. I have Device, Twist, Dupree, Nitro, and RPK.
Just.
I have Device, Majisk, NAF, Glaive, and RPK.
I have Simple, Twist, Dupree, Nitro, and Alex.
And I have to go back to the page to see what mine are.
Well, we know you have Simple.
I got Simple, Elige, NAF, Apex, and RPK.
So every team
Yeah,
is
we're
different.
Kinda, we're kind of close. We're kind of.
There's like similarities,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there will be a loser and there will.
Oh,
be
yeah, for sure.
If Vitality can win, I'm almost set.
Who do you have from Vitality? You have multiple, right?
Apex and RPK.
Apex and RPK.
Then I got Liquid. I got Liquid to
Ooh, I kind of want them to lose now.
If I
really want Vitality to lose now.
The three of us should want Vitality.
I
to
really
lose
want
because
Vitality
Aaron
to
has
lose
two
now.
players from
Yeah,
Vitality.
that could be a win for us.
Just eat the chicken
My-
wing.
Who are your top 3 players?
My what?
Who are your top 3 players? Like the one,
I
like
got
from,
Simple, Elige, and NAF. So
Oh, and then one of them's gonna get, or
Yeah.
either one or two of them are gonna get eliminated in the next round.
That's true. They play each other.
We need Vitality to lose.
Yeah, I'm kind of favoring Liquid to go, but I also think.
Well, he's
Simple
taking. He's going high risk, high reward here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
If it works
Vitality wins, he's
good.
got 2 guys.
Heroic just won again.
And if Vitality wins their quarterfinal matchup, and then move on and play
Exactly.
more games,
I'll have a lot of games to
but
truck through.
Yeah.
if
If they
Heroic
lose,
wins,
then I'm done. Then I'm
See, he's done.
then
Yeah.
I'm eating. I might as
If,
well eat
if
it right now.
Vitality loses here, he's done.
you
Like, he
might
actually
as
can't
well
win.
just eat
Might-
the chicken
might as
wing
well
right
start
now.
Yeah,
playing-
no.
might as
But
well
if
finish
Vitality-
up right
If
now.
Vitality, he can't win because he's only gonna have one or
If
2 guys in the
Vitality
finals.
loses, yeah, you're eating
You're
chicken
done.
wing.
Yeah.
Hot chicken.
So they're up
All
3-2
right.
right now.
That'd be a good kind of initiation in the fantasy show.
It is good,
You should
yeah.
probably just eat 2 just because.
Welcome
Well-
to the fantasy show.
Just now, we're now that we're done CS, and we're gonna move on to our Rocket League draft. Just to reiterate, the loser of the Rocket League will also have to eat the same chicken wing.
That's not going to be me.
My God, no, I'm eating one
So
now.
if you-
Yeah, that won't be Aaron.
If you lose both,
Oh.
you're gonna have to eat 2 chicken wings.
Not going to happen.
That's death.
That's not happening.
But
That's-
for sure, either one or for sure 2 of us, or sorry, for sure one is gonna be eating a spicy wing, like a really spicy wing. Just so you guys
Same
know,
time, like one
It's
after
death.
the other?
It's actually
The-
death.
the sauce is called The End. If you want to look it up, it is Carolina Reaper sauce. Myself and Nick have tried it. It hurts a lot. I really don't want to do it again, but we've all agreed here right now that the loser is gonna eat a really hot chicken wing. So
Yep.
the Rocket League, we're going to be going to our Rocket League draft. So this is the, again, you can follow us on EliteDuels.com. The Rocket League is the DreamHack Valencia 2019 Freestyle $2 entry fee. $340 in prizes for this weekend, which, again, starts tomorrow. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a random generator to draft our teams because there are a lot of teams in this, but we're only the bigger mainstream teams are going to be pretty much the favorites to win this event.
Yeah.
So we might see some similarities in these teams, kind of just like we saw in CS, but there will probably be some differences. Again, we're going to run the random generator, and before I do it, actually, just in case you guys are new to Rocket League on Elite Duels, I will go through kind of how the point system works. So it's, again, a tier 1 through tier 5, no different than CS. So you draft 5 players, but the point system's a little different. So I'll run that through a little bit quick here. So for Rocket League, there's actually a lot of fantasy points to be earned, and we saw like really high scores. So
Yeah,
typically,
crazy action.
your average, your really good player, you want to get about 80 to 100 fantasy points per game,
a lot.
like per game. So
Actually, I kind of related to the ADR in CSGO. If you're above 100,
Yeah.
you're doing pretty good.
yeah, if you're exactly like, if you want to look at the rankings for Rocket League based off of how it works for Elite Duels, because there's not really any ranking pages or anything like that, or standings with regards to individual players.
Not yet.
Guys who average anywhere from 80 to 90 per game are your top end players, and then you'll see some other ones that are pretty low. But those are the guys you're probably going to want to aim for. Also, you're going to want to look at matchups, etc. The DreamHack tournament is a fairly long tournament. They're going to be playing a lot of games. This weekend. But just so you know, and again, this is all on the how to play page on EliteDuels, but I'll quickly run through it. So you get 10 points per goal, 3 points per assist, 1 point per shot, 3 points for a save, and collectively as a team, all 3 players will receive 5 points for a win. Just so you know, if they are playing a series, if it's a best of 3 series or a best of 5 series, they will only receive 1 point for that win. They don't get 5 points for the win. They will not receive 5 points for every single win they get in that series. Just to reiterate, same thing for a loss. If they lose that series, they get -5, so the entire team will get -5 fantasy points. And then this is where it differs. A shutout is worth 10 points, and a shutout counts for every single game they play. So
that's a big factor.
We saw that a lot.
Oh, huge! Oh, the RLC Vitality, I think they had 5. They ended up winning the tournament, but I think Vitality as a whole had 5 shutouts.
Yeah, that's the Vitality scores are like through the roof.
That's 50 points, 50 fantasy points. That's for each
insane.
player. So if you decide to stack Vitality players, it's 150 fantasy points right there. So now that we know,
RCD Español has their own team.
who?
RCD Español. That's a soccer team in La Liga.
Yeah, they have their own. Yeah, a lot of the pro soccer teams have their own Rocket League team. Okay, we're gonna run this again and get our order for the Rocket League now. We're gonna do the exact same rules as we did for CS.
Sounds good. First pick from you.
All right, here we go.
It's gonna be Justin.
I called it.
So Aaron
Good
gets first pick again, and to be honest, we all have a fairly good understanding on fantasy Rocket League, but Aaron has we're going into Aaron's territory here. So Aaron gets first pick.
I'm not even right now.
Justin gets second pick. I get third pick, and Nick rounds up with fourth pick.
I wonder if I just take all the same players as Aaron.
You could do that if you
I
want.
could do
but
that.
If you guys both lose, you're both eating chicken wings.
Yeah, and because you said that too, I think you have to eat an extra one. You just copy.
Gotta eat an extra
So,
one.
Just the sauce.
Yeah, just like a
for tier one
of sauce.
Oh, a shot.
For tier 1, we're looking at Devo, K-Dop, Justin, and Turbo Polza. And Turbo is a really good player, but we have not seen him play on an EliteDuels contest yet. But those are the 4 players we have to pick. Again, everyone has the ability to pick the same player. It's up to you. So,
see, right now,
Aaron gets first pick.
Right now I'm looking at the brackets, and...
yes, we should pull up brackets here.
The brackets are scary.
Yes.
There's so many games.
There are a
Does
lot.
not help me.
I would say tier 1's relatively safe. None of these players in it are playing anyone, any team super hard.
Yeah.
So part of me wants to go with K-Dop just because he had an amazing performance in RLCS. I'm sure if you guys are following along, you would see that he has almost 100 more fantasy points than anyone else in the tier 1 list.
K-Dop was sick.
But
He had
Justin
such a
is
good
also
tournament.
so talented. Like, he's just very gifted when it comes to mechanics and everything. But again, like, I think going with K-Dop is almost a no-brainer for first pick.
Yeah. I'm second.
Your second pick?
Yeah, I'm K all the way.
You're going K-Dop?
Yep.
See, Justin, in my opinion, NRG, I had NRG ranked really high going into the RLCS. Justin is sick.
He's a
really good player.
He's super fun to watch, too.
K-Dop is really good, too. It depends if we think Vitality is going to, carry through and follow up on their RLCS championship win.
Yeah.
I'm stuck and torn between both K-Dop and Justin on this pick. Clearly, K-Dop got more points because they played more games.
They just in the shutouts.
And the shutouts,
They had
right?
a lot of shutouts.
He has 110 more points than our average is right now. 110 more points than Justin. Again, it's only been one contest so far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take Justin.
I will be taking K-Dop.
Okay, so three K-Dop and I'm the only Justin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to pull up the... are you on the Wikipedia page? That
Yep.
we're on? I got to pull that up here.
I get it up here if you want.
I can send it in the Discord.
I have it right here. I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah. So we've got the games up. Oh, man. There's so many games.
There's so many.
Probably people-
Good luck trying to guess off of that.
Look at group-
They got to win 2 to make it into
There's 3...
final or to qualify.
There's 4 groups here.
Yeah. But if you lose, you got to go through.
Well,
a losers
here-
round,
okay,
and
so
that's
just-
a long losers round.
Just so you guys know, so NRG, they played their first game against Geneva, and they're in the same groups, and it's a big bracket here. So they're in the same group as Randy Gibbons and Chiefs. And again, with this tournament, you could go show up and try to qualify. So it was an open tournament. They obviously had pro teams that were invited, but you could show up. It is a big tournament. Show up to try and qualify and play. You've got Dignitas and GC Oro Esports, and then Rogue and RCD Espanol. Now, Vitality, they're actually not. Group B is probably like the group of death right now if you look at this.
Right now, you want to... Cloud9 is going to be going against Renegades. I don't think it's going to be much of a challenge for Cloud9, but still, they're going up against a big team.
Vitality actually has a really easy group.
Oh,
yeah,
there's Ground Zero. Ground Zero did play in RLCS, I believe.
Yeah, but they lost.
They lost. Right?
They lost both games in a row.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Group B, though, that's got to be the group of death. You've got Cloud9. Lost Potatoes, one of the teams that came up and qualified to play, so I'm sure they'll most likely get smoked their first game. Then you've got Renegades and Veloz Esports. You got Triple Trouble, Crazy Crew, and PSG. So you have PSG, Triple Trouble, Renegades, and Cloud9. 4 teams that made it to RLCS that are all in the same group. That's scary. Group C has G2, Ghost, and Barcelona. So, again, scary picks, but...
Actually, if you look at the Group B, Cloud9 and... so the Cloud9, Renegades, PSG... and Triple Trouble. If they do qualify, they're going to be in different groups on the next day. Actually,
well,
for day
that's
2.
the thing, though. It's a big if because that's
a
big
only.
if.
How does it work? Only 2 teams come out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So only one of only
the 4,
two of the 4 good teams that were all RLCS. So 2 of Cloud9, Renegades, Triple Trouble, and PSG. And you can see how they work the brackets, right? So you can basically see that it's going to be between Renegades and Cloud9, and then Triple Trouble versus PSG.
Yeah.
Right? That's what you have to look at. Can Cloud9 beat Renegades? That's what it's going to come down to if you're looking at Cloud9 games, or if you're looking at Cloud9 players. For Vitality, it's going to be, can Vitality beat Ground Zero? This is kind of a messed up bracket because, in my opinion, there's no way that Ground Zero and Vitality should be playing each other semifinals of their group. They should have split them up. Like, Complexity should be where Ground Zero is, or teams or TSM should be where Ground Zero is.
Well, also, we're not looking at these other players. We've got Fairy Peak and Scrub Killer in here.
I know. They're in tier 2.
Those are massive players.
I know, but in this case, when it's a big tournament like this, there's a lot of risk in running
2 players
in
the
same
same
stack,
team.
and they don't advance. So do you take 2 Vitality players, but they get eliminated, and you basically cut your fantasy points in half?
And tier 2 is actually the only opportunity you have to get any Cloud9 players.
Cloud9.
So if you actually think Cloud9 is going to move on, right now is your pick for it.
And just to reiterate, so Fireburner is in tier 2, but he did retire, so he's not actually playing in this. Who replaced him
I'm not too sure.
on NRG? Oh man,
Chrome. He's their sub.
Krobe's good.
So Chrome,
Yeah.
Chrome.
is he good?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not like insane, but
Because
he
now
is
I'm a little
solid-
worried because I took
He's
Justin.
He is a very solid. Yeah, he's a
He's
solid
sub-worthy.
sub. He actually used to be a main player. I don't remember for what team, but he did play in the front, and then he ended up getting picked up by Energy.
I would say that he's like a better taco.
Yeah. Okay, so looking at, I'm going to ask this question, though. In Rocket League, because, again, we are fairly new to Rocket League, is there a big emphasis on chemistry, or is it more, can you advance purely based off of skill?
It is all chemistry.
All chemistry.
All chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
So, Fireburner retiring, right? They've been practicing for RLCS. That only gives, what, is Chrome, right?
Yep.
That gives him a week and a half to practice with NRG. How much practice have they been doing, realistically?
It's not hard to pick up and play, because if the chemistry is there, it's there. It's not something you can really develop, because every player has a specific play style. Like, for example, Energy, they're a very good mechanical team. Like, you'll see Justin, he's always in the air flying around. And I think Chrome is actually a really good player, and I think he would be a good fit with them. But again, I personally don't think Energy is going to be one of the winning teams in this whole tournament.
Well,
So that's all I'll say.
do you believe they'll make it out of the into the playoffs?
Yes.
Do you think they'll make it out of group play? Because that's all I'm looking at right now.
Right now,
Don't tell him. Go and give him
They
any
have-
advice.
They'll make it. Yeah, they'll make
I'm
it.
using Aaron as my cheat
They'll
sheet.
go full NRG.
They'll make it into Group B, and then it depends who they're going to play against in Group B.
Okay. Well, that being said, Nick, you have the first pick.
I have first pick. That's great for me because I know a lot about the Rocket League pro scene. I'm a big fan of it. I've been watching it forever now. No, so I'm probably gonna take. I'm gonna take Squishy. I'm gonna go Squishy. Yeah.
Oh, I'm next. See, I want a C9 player, but I also want Fairy Peak. Because I thought he was one of the best players at RLCS for Vitality.
He was really.
He
good,
was
yeah.
all over the ball. Him and Scrub Killer both very good players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, C9, they got knocked off in the semifinals, and they only played four games, right?
Mhm.
And Vitality got to play more games, which is why you see the more fantasy points for them. But again, with a bracket like this, I kind of want to hedge my bets. So I'll most likely I'm gonna go with Fairy Peak. That's my
I was
2-2
gonna
pick.
take him, but I already have a Vitality guy.
I took Fairy as well. I want my Fairy.
Part of me wants to go Squishy,
Yeah, eh?
but I also want to look at Torment. I'm kind of torn between the two.
I like Alpha too. Even
Well,
though he's Barcelona,
Yeah.
right?
Cloud9,
Still a great player.
they were the previous RLCS champions, which is a huge thing for them, especially since they were a relatively new team. They've been around for a bit, but they play very well together. And I think RLCS wasn't their best performance, and I don't know if you guys know, but Squishy was actually sick during the RLCS, so he definitely wasn't playing as fast as he could, but he still put on a good performance. So you know what? I'm gonna go with Squishy as well, which
Ooh.
means me and Nick have the same.
The exact same team.
Yeah, the
exact same
team
so
right now.
far.
Yeah.
Okay, so tier 3, I have a feeling we're all gonna have very similar picks here. But Aaron, first pick goes to you again.
Right now, I'm looking.
And just so everyone knows, we might as well point this out. Sorry, because there's some players in here that have been eliminated, right? So there was a qualification,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and they didn't make it through. So Splices is in, obviously. I believe River Rats did not make it. I want to confirm that here. Oh,
River Riots. I don't think I've ever seen them play before.
are they in?
Yeah, they gotta be.
Yeah, they are in. They are in. So
Alright.
it's because it's called Randy Gibbons River Rats. So they did qualify. So they
Nice.
are in. However, Corrupted G and Classics were both released prior to the event. So 2/3 of the roster under the River Rats are no longer in the tournament.
Ooh.
So Corrupted G and Classics in tier 3 are actually not playing in the event.
Good to know. Good to know.
Good thing we took a quick peek at this. I don't think I was going to pick any of those guys, but
No.
I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Garrett G.
Oh, Apex got.
I'm pretty sure we're all probably going to go with Garrett.
Ignite's good, but I don't think TSM is the top team, so I don't see him moving on too far.
Yeah.
My opinion.
Yeah, that was my thought process too.
Renko and Ignite are both good, but I just don't see him moving on.
You have third pick, Justin.
Yeah, I took Garrett.
Oh, I've got next. I was going to lean towards Garrett. I'd like to take Torsos because I want to continue to kind of...
Stray away.
Yeah, I'd like to hedge my bets with a tournament like this.
I was just scared after the.
But when you look at...
RLCS.
Exactly. But when you look at how this tournament
Yeah,
works,
look who they're playing too.
they have to play Cloud9.
Dude,
If they win their first game and... Is there a lower bracket to this, or is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, there is a
You
losers.
got to trek through another 2 rounds to qualify.
Oh, that's a lot. Oh, you can see how much there is.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, if you think about
But
it,
it's
a lot of
a lot of fantasy points potentially.
that's
there.
what I mean. Renegades are. It could be Cloud9 losing, it could be Renegade, but at the same time, whoever loses is most likely going to qualify.
So
They're going
it's-
to go through all the other teams.
It's a double elimination. If that's the case, I'm leaning more towards picking Torsos over Garrett G. However, if I take Garrett G and NRG goes far, I have Justin and Garrett on my team.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
And
Yeah.
it benefits me
Hope you
more than
balance
you
out.
guys.
Yeah.
Because I have Justin on my team. You guys only have Garrett.
Yeah. You got that
I'm actually. It makes more sense. I'm gonna go with Garrett.
This is where we're all going to stray a bit. It's going to be nice. I want to see who.
Tier 4, Tier 5 has completely... Because this is where all the G2, Renegades, all those guys show up. TSM.
Random guys.
Yeah. Nick, who'd you go?
For Tier 4?
Yeah.
Garrett.
No, Tier 3.
Or Tier 3, yeah, Garrett.
Sorry. So we all took Garrett on Tier 3.
Yeah.
You have first pick for Tier 4.
Yeah, see, I don't like how... You said it's double elimination?
It's double elim.
Okay, because I did not like how Ground Zero Gaming and Vitality might meet each other in the semis. But if it's double elimination, I'm probably going to take Siki.
Yeah, he had a good tournament.
I liked how he played, yeah.
Yeah.
If they didn't go 2-0.
Oh, but he's ground zero, eh?
Yeah.
Siki and
Yeah.
Deca are both ground zero.
I'm not gonna pick him just because he's ground zero.
For my pick, I'm going with Bluey. I really liked how he played at RLCS. Even though Barcelona didn't make it that far, I still thought he was he played well.
They played well as a team.
Barcelona played very
Yeah.
well.
I think with this one, with more games and stuff, they'll have a chance to go a little bit
And
farther.
again, this is not RLCS, right? So this is
Right.
just a DreamHack
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah.
There are very good teams here, in my opinion. I mean, we can talk a little bit about that after, but this is something that you would assume Barcelona should make it to the finals, or not finals, should make it to the playoffs at least.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Bluey.
I went blue as well for mine.
I think I want to stray a bit from you guys, but Bluey is such a solid pick,
Yeah.
so it's hard. I kind of want to go with TSM, but I don't know how TSM's going to hold. And
Well, here's the thing: you can take a TSM player, right? They haven't played probably what's the last major event that they would have played? Very long time ago.
but they have their roster all have history in playing
Yeah.
massive tournaments.
But it's probably been about a month and a half since they've played
And
a
so does any
significant
team.
significant Rocket League. Not for the guys who made it to RLCS. They just played 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That's a fair point.
They're fresh. But do what you want.
Eat that chicken wing.
Eat that chicken wing.
I know.
I'm going
Again.
to go with... Well, right now I'm looking, and are we sure that Bluey is playing right now for PSG? It's-
We better check.
I didn't see any news. He wasn't.
I didn't see
It's
anything
his
there.
former.
Is he not?
I think
Oh.
I think Bluey's a sub right now.
Well, Bluey's on Barcelona though. He's not
Yeah.
on PSG.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
sorry.
He left
You're
PSG
He
for
left PSG
Barcelona.
for Barcelona.
That
Yes.
might be the reason why you don't see
He's
it
a
there.
former.
Yeah, I was gonna say that definitely makes a little sense there.
He's on Wikipedia there as the main guy. Not the sub.
Bluey is in fact on the team. It's Alpha, Bluey, and Devo.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Bluey, just because they played in RLCS, and I think that was a very good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big factor for them.
Do you guys know why his nickname is Bluey?
Last name?
Yeah.
I would guess.
Yeah, it's fairly
Bluet,
close.
yeah,
It's
very
Bluet.
close.
But here's the thing.
Bluet.
It's a French name, but he's English.
Hmm.
Figure that one out. So is it Bluet or is it Bluet?
Bluet.
I got
It's Bluet.
Blew it. Blew it. I like blue air though. Those off the tongue.
Okay, Aaron. Tier 5, you got first pick again.
Alrighty.
Again, we're gonna have to double check, make sure all these players are in fact playing.
Yeah.
From what I see, the only news that came out was from Randy Gibbons, River Rats with Corrupted and Classics leaving. The peeps who were supposed to be in it, they are no longer in the tournament, and Splice took their place, and Karma replaces Arsenal for the event.
Dignitas, I'm pretty sure.
Turbo Polza left Dignitas, so he's not playing.
Right.
And Icon Esports just announced that they transferred ownership to the Chiefs Esports, and that was just like last week.
I already know what I'm picking.
So other than that, there's no other player
I'm gonna
changes
pick-
or
Well,
transfers.
Snasky is in for Dignitas. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be playing. Oh, wait. No, sorry, he's not. Dignitas is gonna be Violet Panda, Yukio,
I wanted to take Violent
and
Panda.
Astral.
It's so hard. It's hard to
Ah.
deviate from the big tier, the big name players and the
Yeah.
big not
It's
the big
even-
name players.
It's not even
It's
the
the
players.
orgs.
It's the orgs.
Yeah.
The team.
Yeah.
You have, even if your player has a bad match, at least he has two other players to rely on, right? So,
And the fact that we realistically haven't been able to see TSM or any of these other orgs play.
So,
Yeah.
So it is up in the
Like
air.
they haven't played since probably Pro League,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? Or the DreamHack tournament before that. But that would have been, when was the last DreamHack event? Probably 2.5 months ago, because they were all preparing for RLCS for the long time.
Yeah, about that, 3 months.
Okay, well, I went with Cammy. I think Renegades is going to lose to Cloud9, and they're going to go through the losers bracket and
Play a
collect a
ton of
lot of
games.
points.
Ew.
This is a spot to go off the boards a little bit too.
Your tier 5 pick is probably going to be someone who isn't going to make it to the finals, but
But
it's
if you-
going to get a lot of points for you in the losers bracket.
But it's also a guy that if, say for example, they go to the losers bracket and they win all the way through the losers bracket, make it to the playoffs and win a couple of playoff games,
Yeah.
the amount of more fantasy points they can
Just from that,
they can
yeah.
have just from playing those games is huge.
I don't think Ground Zero is going to be that team. I do think Renegades.
And do we
is gonna
know,
be-
like, are they playing just best? Is it best of ones? It can't be. They got to be playing
No,
like 2 of 3s.
it's
No.
most likely going to be.
Even in these prelims, right? It has to be 2 of 3s. Does it say?
Yes, say the top.
Day 1, 32 teams, 4 groups, double elimination. All matches are best of 5. So, okay. So,
So
the
it's the same thing as RLCS.
RCS was best of
5.
Oh, it was best of 5, 3 or 5.
Finals
Okay.
was 7.
Okay, yeah. So the odds of a lower end team beating a higher end team, or just a team that made it to RLCS in these qualifying rounds,
Yeah.
is super low if you're playing a 3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Like, think about, okay, you might get one game off of them, but unless they start raging or get super tilted or salty, there's no way that you could see G2 or Renegades or Vitality or Cloud9 losing it.
Yeah, people get pretty toxic in Rocket League, though. Pretty
You can
quick.
see, in my opinion, the only team I could see that has the potential to lose out and go into losers bracket would be Ground Zero, just based on what we saw at RLCS.
Yeah.
I don't see Renegades doing it. I don't see, definitely not Cloud9 or Energy or Vitality. Do you see TSM? Maybe. Splice?
TSM's kind of like a wild card.
Yeah, it's hard to say with TSM.
Barcelona? PSG? I don't see them. I don't see any of those teams going into the losers bracket. However, it's almost beneficial if you did take a player and goes into losers bracket, and you just have to hope they don't lose.
Yeah.
The
They
only,
have to
the
continue
only
to win.
team that really will go into losers bracket will be either Renegades or
Ground Zero.
Ground Zero.
Yeah, I
But at
think
the
it's
same
gonna
time,
be
we're gonna have
Renegades.
Ghost and G2 going up against each other.
Yeah, don't forget. You have Rogue too. Don't forget about Rogue.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Rogue's in here too. Are they?
Yep.
I thought I saw them
yeah,
in
they're there.
in Group D. Yeah, they're in Group D, and they're playing RCD, and they played the winner of Dignitas and Aura.
You got method players in there too.
Now that I look at this,
Just saying.
in my opinion, NRG has probably one of the easiest routes to qualifying, alongside with Barcelona. Just if you look at the matchups. So Barcelona, their first
Yeah,
game, they
it
play
is.
an open team
Yeah.
called Hellos. They qualified yesterday to play them. Okay. Then they play the winner of Bricks and Aeriality. I know they're technically pro teams, but
Aeriality,
they're not high ranked teams.
I just want to point out that Vitality is currently winning right now.
9-7 map 1 on Overpass. So it's still got
And
a long way to go.
would you say what side would you say Overpass is? Is it CT side?
Overpass is definitely CT sided.
CT, yeah.
So
But-
9-7
rotates.
Heroic has
But
CT.
it's not heavily CT
Yeah.
sided.
But Heroic I think they got 6 rounds on T side, which isn't too bad before they switch sides.
Who won pistol? Do we see? It appears Heroic won pistol. I would.
And then Vitality won 2 in a row.
It'd have to be.
Yeah.
It would have been a 9-6. I'm assuming first round.
And then
Heroic just won pistol.
yeah.
And you could tell that because Vitality forced up. You could see scouts, Galils. They must have got bombed down, but this is not good for them. You should probably save. Anyways, moving back to
Who's first pick? We gotta do a first pick.
moving back to Rocket League. We're on tier 5, and it's on
I
Aaron.
think Cammy.
Here.
Aaron picks
Oh, you
Cammy.
picked Cammy? Oof. I picked him during the RLCS. He was.
Yeah, but you never know. I still
Yeah.
feel like Renegades is going to have somewhat of a performance.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go too far, but I kind of wanted someone to go into the losers
It's
bracket.
tier 5.
I wanted someone to go into the losers bracket and acquire some points for me.
Yeah, that's not
Especially
a bad
against
strat.
these other teams. A lot of shutouts.
True.
We forget-
Yeah, you get a lot
we
of
forget
points
about
that way.
bad teams.
Forget about that.
Shoutouts and wins.
Yeah.
So it makes a big difference.
That's big. So if you go in the losers bracket,
And you just keep winning.
if say you're one of these big teams like Renegades or Ghost or Rogue, you lose your first game. Say you lose your semifinal game against a Cloud9 or something like that. You end up going to the losers bracket, and you're playing teams that just barely qualified in the open division. Now you're looking at not only potentially scoring a lot of goals, but you're looking at wins, and you're looking at shutouts. So that's
even
10 points per shutout, 5 points for every win.
And even if they didn't play well at RLCS, these are pros going against regular players.
RLCS is the best of the best. There's no bigger tournament than that, right? So every game you're playing is against the top of the world. Exactly. This is a different situation.
I'm hoping I'm gonna end up getting a lot of goals for my players.
So you're taking Cammy.
Yep.
Okay, Justin.
I'm taking Rick's Ronde.
Rick's Ronde.
Yeah.
From Method.
From Method.
Let's see their path here.
They gotta play Ghost first, which is a little. I think they're gonna be fine with that. As long as they just win their first game,
You think Method beats
fine.
Ghost?
Yeah, I think Method beats Ghost.
Okay. And then they got to play G2 in the second round.
Yeah.
Assuming G2 beats High Five Gaming.
Which they should.
They should. Okay, it's not a bad pick.
That's only going to be the scary one is Method versus G2.
Yeah.
I would really like to see, for some reason, High Five Gaming beat G2, and then Method has a nice game against them. That'd be nice. But even I'm okay with if Method loses and goes in the loser bracket. That's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So lose against G2, go in the lower bracket, then get me some more points.
My tier 5, I'm going with Cammy as well.
Yeah, I'm rounding out with Cammy.
Ew.
Me and Justin,
Yeah.
me
You
and
guys
Nick
have
only
similar team.
We have one player that's different.
Yeah.
So what's your team?
What's your 4 is?
What's your 5 players?
My 5 players right now are. Scroll down.
I can name 4 of them for you.
K-Dot, Squishy, Garrett, Bluey, and then Kimmy. You didn't go with Bluey, did you?
I went Sicky.
Okay. I went Justin, Ferry, Garrett, Bluey, and Cammy.
I did K-Dot, Barry, Garrett G, Bluey, Rex, Ronde.
So Mark has the most diverse team.
Similar players, but I want to make sure I didn't in a CS tournament I wouldn't want to stack. Right?
Yeah.
Like I would want to take as many guys as possible from the same team.
One team, yeah.
In a tournament like Rocket League where they're playing so many games, you can be diverse and you just have to hope. Like if you stack, it's very, very high risk, high reward. Because if you stack and all your players make it through somehow, you're stacking up on points.
Yeah.
But based off of the rankings, it's very hard to stack. Like you could only really stack 2 Vitality players, maybe a couple Renegades players. So
And usually just based on the tiers too, sometimes it's hard to pick. You can't pick the full team.
very, very hard, yeah. But again, common theme here is everyone's kind of staying safe, not picking off the board and going with an open team or an open qualifier. We kind of went with all the big names.
I would say tier 4, tier 5 were definitely scary ones. Those are really going to decide who gets the most points on that one.
All right, so I'm entering this team right now. Again, you guys could all follow on EliteDuels.com and go draft these 2. Is there anything else that we want to touch base on with Rocket League before we move on to our closing thoughts here and kind of our special announcements?
Valencia. No, I don't think
That's it.
So, exciting weekend of eSports, that's for sure, with Rocket League and CS both going on. Make sure you follow us on Instagram because we're posting a lot of great clips. We'll post the top plays from both Rocket League and CS every day. We'll also post the top 5 fantasy players every single day. We like to post a lot of content down there. Make sure you stay tuned on Instagram because we are going to be announcing a really, really big giveaway. Our last giveaway was a Bowie knife fade, which has a value of $400. This time around, look out because we're going to be doing a combination of CS, Rocket League, Fortnite. Is that it?
Yeah, just those 3.
Those
3.
Is it just those 3?
Rainbow?
No, we're not doing R6. We will, though. So we're doing a combination and 3 separate winners. So we're going to be doing a V-Buck giveaway, we're going to be doing a knife giveaway, and we're going to be doing some sick swag Rocket League giveaways. So stay tuned on that because we're going to be announcing it within the next couple days. Second announcement, and this is really cool, is the official release of Fortnite on EliteDuels. So we will be doing contests for the upcoming World Cup. You'll be able to see that within the next couple of days, so you can draft your teams. We'll also have a podcast specifically for Fortnite, and we'll discuss how it works and probably go through our draft picks and talk a little bit about the Fortnite scene in general, what we think about BR and competitive.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Just having that, what our thoughts are. and the official announcement and launch of R6. So we will now have both Rainbow Six and Fortnite on EliteDuels. EliteDuels will be supporting it, and we will be posting the Rainbow Six as soon as all the teams qualify for the Rainbow Six major, which is in the middle of August in California. That contest will be posted on EliteDuels. So a lot of great stuff. And as soon as R6 is up, we will be doing an R6 giveaway. So we will add that on. It will not be within the next couple of days, but within the next couple of weeks, you will see an R6 giveaway on all of our social media. So make sure you like and follow us on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, because we're going to be doing these podcasts probably anywhere from 1 to 3 times per week now. And if you like this format, let us know in the comments. If you have any questions for us, make sure you let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's show and in this new format for the podcast, kind of more of a relaxed discussion. Again, make sure you go check out EliteDuels.com and enter your teams today. There's a lot of free contests. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms, because like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of giveaways in the next couple of weeks. But signing off, thanks for watching and thanks for listening.
This is EliteDuels, the world's first skill-based daily fantasy esports contest. Pick your team, play daily, win cash. With multiple daily contest types across your favorite games, manage your team by selecting from the highest rated Tier 1 players to the Tier 5 dark horses. You'll earn 1 point for every kill, half a point for every assist, but lose half a point for every death. Cheer on your team and watch them earn points as they play. Win real cash you can withdraw in seconds. Being an esports champ has never been easier. EliteDuels, bringing fun and excitement from fantasy sports to professional esports.